Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded.
The last few days have been a real roller coaster of emotion. The First Minister, or the last First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, I have to pay tribute to her as a great leader. An exceptionally bad First Minister. I'm putting myself forward as the next last First Minister. No, the First Minister, new. I'm putting myself forward as the First Minister of Scotland because I'm great. I'm brilliant at what I do. I can do NHS health. I've done that into the ground, and I can do justice. I've done that into the ground, and you know, you won't be talking about me around your dinner table because you'll be in the jail if you start doing that. You know, I'm not taking any of that pish. There's no freedom here unless you want freedom for the country as independence. We'll take that. We'll steal that for the English. We'll sort them out. We'll get our freedom, our independence. We'll rise once again as a proud Scottish nation, and we'll take it forward. I'm the ideal man. I represent less than 4% of the population, so I'm the ideal man to go forward and represent you as a proud Scotsman or Scotswoman, or just as a Scotch. No, Scotch is a drink. Oh no, what am I saying? Anyway, enough of that nonsense, because that and. You know, I have to have some sympathy with Nicola when it came to that. But vote for me. I'm great. I'm the man. I'm just great. I'll do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Chasing Dissent proudly present John and Ben. It's Friday night, it's all in.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Hello. How you doing, Ben? Oh, that was some very poor taste. Why would you do that?
It's the song.
6 shots straight to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 shots of tequila.
Ooh. Ooh.
Tequila slammers, baby.
Oh, tequila. It make me happy.
So, how are we? How are we this fine evening?
I haven't said well yet.
No, you haven't.
Well. How are you, John?
I'm all right, Ben. I'm all right. I can't complain.
I'm a little bit.
A little bit tipsy? No.
No. I am.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
So the
You're
packings all come out. The packings all come out of the tube.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to go back.
I couldn't be bothered, John. I just couldn't be bothered. So what I've done is I've dropped an absolute butt ton of legal medication. And I'm just going to push on through. I keep getting twinges, but...
New subscription from Julie C.
Woo! Now, that's what I like to see. Early doors. Boom.
And a subscription as
yes.
well.
Way to go, girl.
Much.
Way to go.
If you'd left a message, then it would have...
it would have read it out, but...
It would have read it out. It would have read it out.
Spot on. Spot on.
That's what I... Thank you so much.
We don't sell tickets.
No. What are you drinking tonight, John?
I'm drinking the old speckled N.
The old speckled in. Yes, Frankie, I've been to a dentist 3 times in the last 10 days. It's been a roller coaster, isn't it, John?
It has been a roller coaster. Don't tell us to calm down. We don't often get that kind of action on the show.
No.
so when it happens, we will make a big deal about it.
We will. I'll drink my Dr. Pepper vanilla float to that.
Cheers.
Home Bargains, 99p, USA import.
The you can't say package shop anymore, can you? You've got to say something like ethnic shop.
You just said it.
Yeah, I know. It's only 89p in the ethnic shop.
All right, Jesus. And for later on, I've got a couple of cans of grape Fanta as well.
Grape Fanta.
This stuff is so good.
Really? Grape
US
Fanta.
import. US import again.
Is that not just like kind of wine before it's been fermented? Or
Put it this way,
yeah, you do ferment wine, do you?
it's high fructose corn syrup heaven.
Oh, Jesus. High fructose corn syrup's shocking.
What do you think's in this?
High fructose corn syrup. It's shocking.
Yeah, it tastes fantastic though, doesn't it?
It's foul. Foul. It's way too sweet.
Jesse says, John,
Why did you say John? What did I say?
because what the ethnic shop, John, the ethnic shop.
That's okay. Apparently I sound like Hamza useless, so I might get away with it.
I thought we weren't telling people that you actually don't sound like him.
See, you know what I'm like. I can't hold my own water, man. I can't hold my own water. I mean, sometimes I can't even get through a show without going for a pee.
Frankie says, if I was your dentist, I'd pull all your teeth out, knowing you.
Yeah, well, and that's what he wants.
That's what I want, yeah. It's what I want. I want all my teeth out. I want to walk around like this, go, hi there, Dad, how you doing?
I just had a horrible thought. I
don't want to know.
Get Prince William's wife round and she can knock him
No!
over his peg.
No! No!
Oh.
So apparently, the ticket for
The ticket?
the ticket for the other paid for podcast was £7.59.
Wow!
know.
£7.59 for a ticket. And was it? How long was it on for? How long was it on for? I never saw that. Did she
Sounds
reply?
like it was just under a couple of hours by the looks of it.
Just under a couple of hours? £7.59? Bloody hell, mate.
We're in the wrong business, John.
We don't do ourselves no favours. That's a kind of double negative. So does that
No,
mean we do ourselves?
he's talking about this.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, we don't. He doesn't do himself any favours at all.
No, I don't. Trust me, I'm a glutton for punishment.
Sell tickets, lads. You get on OnlyFans. You sell tickets, Jess.
I tell you, and I told you last week, we have an OnlyFans. It's real. You can go find it.
That was
It's
weird.
not. What happened?
My camera went click, click. But it's still on. Spooky. Talking about spooky, the Bembridge seems to be watching movies quite a lot, and he's posting what ones he's watching. And one of them was Alien, right? And I remember I had a recurring dream about that. You know, have you ever seen Alien, the original?
Yes, of course I have.
Oh, yes, okay, of course you have. Because,
Of course.
yeah, I just thought from the point of
I
view that
think
you are...
of myself as somewhat of a movie aficionado, sir.
Yeah, but you're quite young. I mean, Alien came out in 1979.
Yeah, I see it in cinema, I know.
You saw it at the cinema. Not in 1979, you didn't.
Nope, I saw the re-release.
Right, okay. So anyway, 1979, I had a recurring dream about the exact scene in Aliens where they walk through the ship.
Right.
And come across the giant navigator, you know.
Yeah.
Right? but I had that recurring dream for a whole summer in 1976.
Are you telling me that the movie studio reached into your brain,
Yeah.
took out your recurring dream, and turned it into They owe you royalties, man.
They do. Ridley Scott.
They owe you some serious bank.
Yeah. You know what? You know what else I had a dream about? 3 months before it happened.
Go on then.
Well, I was sitting in Concord.
Okay.
And we took off. And as we took off, it went into a bank. I saw flame coming out the wing, right? I remember seeing green fields and a farmhouse, and then we hit the deck in a big fireball.
So what you're saying is you predicted the end of Concord, John.
3 months before it happened. Now that's weird, isn't it?
Okay. Where's Peter Venkman when we need him to try and, get your psychic ability out?
Who was Peter Venkman? Was that
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I know it was Ghostbusters. What one was
Bill
Venkman?
Murray.
Oh, Bill Murray was Venkman, right? Okay.
He would try and test people's psychic ability as a job, wouldn't he?
Yeah. He was trying to pick up chicks. He wasn't testing anything.
He was trying to pick up chicks. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, if you think about it, he was meant to be a college professor, and he was hitting on the students continually.
It's a different time,
It
John.
It was a better time in many respects, I think.
Just a different time. It's a different time.
I remember I got called Miss once.
Is that because you had long hair?
Yeah. I'd hear it was probably just slightly longer than yours is right now, right? And I was walking down the road in the summer. I was wearing a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and this old guy bumped into me as I walked past, and he said, "Sorry, miss." Right? And I turned around with my black German porn star moustache and said, "Who are you calling miss?"
You missed the trick there.
Then we both laughed.
You missed a trick there because with the German porn star moustache, you could have gone, "What are you talking about?" Yeah.
Oh, come on. I was 19. It wasn't as quick as that.
Can
Although I
you
was
see
always
us,
quick to a degree.
Can you see us a moustache, John? Should I grow the... Should
Where's
I
your
cut
mic?
My mic is here. Do you want me to move it closer?
Talk to me.
I'm talking to you, baby.
Okay, I think you're loud enough. How is he, people? Is he loud enough?
Nobody has complained yet. So there's that.
Well, hold on. We did a whole episode.
From truly back Henry. This is your final warning. Love you XXX.
Oh, he's coming. He's
coming. Henry is on the way.
Coming. He'll be back. He'll be back on Monday.
On Monday?
Do you not want him back on Monday?
No, I just didn't think he'd be back so soon.
I think he'll be back on Monday. Yeah, I think he might be. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Henry. To Henry.
He's having a hard time, though.
He's having a bloody hard time.
She's riding him like a bloody donkey. She really is.
With your new book, wah!
Stop looking at us.
We want privacy. We want privacy.
Right now, shall we get serious? Should we get serious, or should we just keep going?
Isn't it true that your Instagram-loving bitch wife really doesn't want her privacy?
Of course, she doesn't want privacy.
How dare you, sir! My Instagram-loving bitch wife definitely wants her privacy.
Is not someone came out the other day and said they're actually struggling with the fact that they're not royalty in the States, and they can't get their head round it? I mean, what the fuck do these people expect? I can't get my head round them.
I can't get my head around their existence, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you're maybe hitting it a bit hot. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Well, you know what? It's like, do we like the royal family? Some people
No.
do, some people don't. Do we tolerate them? We kind of do because they're there as an institution. Do they bring in any money? Maybe. They might attract tourism. Do they cost us a lot of money? Probably. Do they own too much shit for one person? Definitely. Yeah. Is it a life you'd love to be born into? Probably. Is it something you're jealous of? Not particularly, because although you have all the trappings of royalty, you don't have your own life. But
No, it's called trappings for a reason. They are trapped.
Yeah, they are. They are.
They are trapped.
And, you know, I mean, everything's a slog, isn't it? Even when you're rich and famous, life's still a slog. Because you know what? See, if you won the lottery today and you won like 75 million, life would still be a fucking nightmare. It would be an easier, don't get me wrong, it would be a lot easier nightmare, right? But there would still, I mean, you wait until the fucking horde of locusts will descend upon you.
The friends that you forgot you had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those people.
You'll start to give certain people money and then you'll think, oh, I maybe need to give, and then fucking people will start calling you for everything because you haven't given them enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, people are just shits. They really are.
Do you know, if I was to win, I think tonight's Euro Million is like 89 million quid, right?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't entered it, but if you were to win, I haven't entered it.
Here's a tip. See if you get an email that says you've won. Don't click it.
Don't click it. But if I was to win that amount of money, you know they have these like public celebrations. They show up the big lottery check and they do the champagne. I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to stay anonymous, thanks.
It depends how you bought your ticket.
What?
I think it depends on how you bought your ticket.
No, you get to choose whether or not you can remain anonymous.
Yes, you do and you don't. Because I think if you buy a lucky dip online, you don't get to choose. You either take the publicity and the money or you don't get the fucking money.
But still, I would just be like, yeah, I'm going to remain anonymous. Thank you very much. And then everybody around me wouldn't know. I seriously, I just wouldn't tell anyone. I would just commit random acts of kindness.
One of our members won the lottery.
What, won a tenner?
No. In excess of £1 million.
Right.
Right. And people say it hasn't changed her, she's just the same. Well, she's still a cunt. But it so has changed her.
Oh dear.
It's Friday night, baby. It's Friday night.
Oh dear.
But yeah, that it has changed her. Right, Frankie J75 is bringing down the tone here. What's going on about missing children? Well, he's bringing it in quick. Slow down, mate. You pace yourself. We'll get there. You know, we've got quite a lot to go through tonight.
Have we?
Well, yeah. Should we start?
Have we not? Have we not started yet?
No, well, we haven't started anything on the list, right?
Cocaine Bear's trending. It came out today.
Oh, I want to see that. I so want to see that.
I think I'm gonna go see it tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to see that. It looks fantastic. I remember seeing the trailer and thinking, I want to go see that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go see it tomorrow, and then there's going to be an outrageous over-the-top review for the second channel, The Swamp Adventures. Yeah, slight rebrand, The Swamp Adventures. Go and subscribe.
Have you renamed it now?
Yeah, it's The Swamp Adventures. Go and subscribe over there as well.
I thought you were going to call it Adventures in the Swamp.
I can't be asked.
You're a dick.
You
really are.
I am. Yes, I am. And you know what? We're going to do our post-show game tonight, and if John feels like streaming it over on that channel, it's up to him. But we're going to do our post-show game, and if you want to come watch, come play,
you'll see my new skin then.
Oh, he's got a new skin.
I got a new
anyway,
skin.
Anyway.
Right.
Cocaine Bear. Go see it.
Yeah, let's go see it. Right, okay, and I'm halfway through my new video. My new video is, well, I'm more than halfway through it. I suppose I'm 3/4 of the way through it because I've only got half the visuals to do now. Because I've already done all the
Hold on.
What?
Before we get into the serious stuff,
I haven't
there's
started.
double the amount of viewers as there are likes.
Don't upset him, people. You won't like him when he's angry. And he's wearing these sort of gay boy t-shirt thing, isn't he?
That's an Avengers top.
What Avengers is this?
It's the time travel suit. And we just lost a... we just lost a like. I'm done.
We've lost. That'll be Adam. We lost a like.
I'm done.
The son of a bitch.
Yep.
Oh, come back, Ben. Come back.
Why?
Well, don't bother. Right, okay. I have 3 viewers and 5 likes. Oh, we've only got 3 views. Oh, we've got 7 likes now. 7 likes now, mate.
We've got 10 viewers.
Yeah, we've got 10 viewers. 10 viewers. So you have to refresh it. YouTube's not very good. It's not a very smart program.
Right, let's move. Let's get into
actually,
it.
let's talk about YouTube briefly. Right?
Okay.
So, is it the case that what's his name? That Senator, what's his name? Senator Jordan.
Jim Jordan.
Jim Jordan. Senator Jim Jordan. Did he call out YouTube for censorship?
I think he's called out all of the social media companies for censorship. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's having a what do they call it when they do that? Congressional
hearing.
Congressional hearing thing. So is that why Susan Wojcicki or whatever her name is has jumped ship?
It's hard to tell, to be honest.
I mean, she's been there for a while.
She's been, I think, about 11 years. She's been
at Google since inception, hasn't she? And I don't mean the movie, I mean when it actually formed.
Honestly speaking, Occam's razor, the social media companies are being dragged before Congress for censorship, and she's jumped ship at that exact moment. The simplest answer is usually the correct answer. So one might say she probably did jump ship.
Yeah.
Because she knows that the writing is on the wall, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you could be right.
Will we see YouTube rules start changing?
I would like to see YouTube being a bit more free. I mean, Twitter is a bit of a revelation now. You can pretty much say what you think.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
One thing I will say is, right, and I'm very, very disappointed. And we're live streaming there right now. It's Rumble. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hi, Rumble, if you're watching over there.
Hello, Rumble.
I'm so disappointed in the platform because the user interface, the UI, is so overstuffed. It's so overcomplicated. The creator stuff is so overcomplicated. And all they need to do is rip off YouTube's UI and they would be a competitor.
Yeah, just rip off YouTube. Why not?
That is all they need to do. Just rip off YouTube's UI to an extent, and you will be a competitor in the space. But it's just so damn complicated.
Yeah. No, the YouTube did not get sold. It's just the CEOs decided to retire, basically.
Susan's jumped ship.
Yeah.
She's out of there.
And she's not even jumped ship. Well, she's just jumped off the ship, hasn't she? I think she's just retiring. I mean, she might be quite old, actually.
Yeah, well, she's not done anything good for
What happened? Did you open a big window? Yeah.
What? Because my brightness came up.
Yeah. They have bright white LED panels at Costco for 50 quid. They would look really good in our studio.
I don't have a Costco anywhere near me.
Yeah, but they would look really good in our studio.
They would, yeah.
Once we get it.
They would. Once we get it.
Right. Okay, let's start. Let's start with
Let's go.
Right. We've actually touched on this subject quite a few times on a Friday night.
Right.
Existence. Simulations. You know, what is reality, what is not reality. And there's a couple of things bubbling under at the moment that kind of are intriguing me when it comes to reality. One of them is the Manuel McCann thing, and I think that's just a scam, or it's either a scam or a very disturbed individual.
She is Madeleine McCann, John.
She's not Madeleine McCann.
I know she's not.
Yeah, and I think most people know she's not Madeleine McCann. So she's either very disturbed or it's a scam, right?
Yeah.
I hope she's disturbed actually rather than a scam, because if she's a scam, she's a scheming bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's that one, but the next one just blows my mind.
Okay.
And you know, in fact, let's go back to was it 90? When did it go? 1986, was it? When was the Challenger disaster?
Was it? It was in the 90s, wasn't it? The Challenger.
What was 86? Come on, troll room. When was the Challenger disaster? Was it 80? No, it wasn't the 80s. It wasn't the 80s. It was Was it 96?
First time they sent a civilian in. Well, she didn't get to space, but
I shouldn't laugh. Yeah, but so we go back to the Challenger disaster, and then all these people pop up that look incredibly like the people that died in the Challenger disaster, have the same names. In some cases, are their twin brother, right, that one didn't know about, and do very similar jobs. It is a bit spooky.
96, Frankie says.
96, right. Okay, I was right second time round.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, the idea of deja vu, right, can lend itself to the fact that we could indeed be in a simulation.
Could be, yeah. Yeah. A glitch in the Matrix, even. So, speaking of glitches in the Matrix, who is this woman that thinks Nicola Bulley doesn't exist?
Oh, God. It's not just one person.
Right, okay. In my view, one person has come to my attention saying there's no evidence to suggest that she exists. And I'm kind of thinking, really? Really?
There is.
I mean,
there are
people have been interviewed talking about her. I mean, you need to set up a whole village. Would you not?
You need to set up a whole village. You need to, set up a whole family.
You need to find someone that's not dead, but has a birth certificate in that name. Because if she's alive, if she's not dead, if she was dead, you'd find the death certificate as well.
And, the most pressing question...
that was Kay Burley's claim to fame, that she checked that she had a birth certificate.
We'll get on to Kay fucking Burley in a minute.
Oh, I don't like that woman.
Right, but still, like people say, like Frankie says, I looked at her Facebook account, John. She's real. But the question is, why?
Well, what's
why?
It was 86. I was right first time then.
Okay, but why would they do all of this?
The memory's still there. Right, so I'm not Joe Biden yet. Yeah, why does what do what? Why does the person claim that did they exist?
No. Why would they invent a woman that's gone missing?
Well, you don't need to invent a woman that's gone missing, because let's face it, people go missing all the time, right?
Exactly.
Now, if you wanted, I don't know why the media pick on certain stories and really push them. It's, I just don't know. I don't know. Have you ever listened to what's his name? The guy that does that missing 411 stuff.
I can't say I have now.
Right. So he's an ex park ranger or something. He's an investigator, and he's an ex cop.
Yeah.
Right. And he investigates people that have gone missing in national parks.
Okay. So he's got a niche.
Yeah. He's got a niche.
Yeah.
But there's a surprising amount of people going missing in national parks and in the States, right? And you can understand that because national parks are huge, right?
Well, yeah, some national parks in the States are bigger than the entire country of England.
Oh, easily, right? And
Yeah.
and you've got challenging terrain, you've got wild animals, and when they have wild animals, it's not just sheep and cows. You know,
No.
it's not. You're not going to get savaged by a squirrel out there. You've got coyotes, wolves, bears, black bears, grizzly bears, fucking bears that'll eat you, right?
Mountain lions.
Mountain lions. Yeah, you've got all sorts of shit out there, right? So, but people go missing in national parks, and then they're either not found, or they're found dead. And sometimes they're like miles from where you would think they would be, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes they're miles from where you would think they would be. They don't have any clothes on, and they're two. I.e., they're like a toddler, and he's travelled something like 12 miles, and he's found alive sitting on a fucking rock in the middle of a stream.
Right.
Naked. It's like there are these really, really bizarre things that go on.
Yeah.
Right? So it's quite interesting how many people go missing and some of the bizarre things that either do or don't happen to them. And some of them they just never find. And then others they find dead. And then there's other ones they find dead in places that they've already searched 3 or 4 times.
Well, this is what has happened here.
Yeah,
right.
Yes, it is.
This is
but
what
they maintain I mean, and we're not talking like rivers. We're talking on land. So they've searched this spot 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Search teams have been through it. Army's been through it. National Guard or whatever. Right. Nobody's found them, and then you find them. It's just, it's weird. I'm not saying it's aliens.
No, it's more than likely some depraved person who has seen the opportunity to place said body.
Yeah, but what about the ones that are still alive? That are like 12 miles from where they should have been and have no report of being molested or anything. You know, they're fine. They're just displaced in distance. Because a 2-year-old or a 4-year-old shouldn't be able to walk 12 miles in short time.
I know the answer.
Oh no, what is it?
Have you ever seen the film Tarzan?
Yeah.
Or maybe the film The Jungle Book?
I've seen Tarzan. I've seen The Jungle Book.
In both of these movies, families of animals adopt the child.
Wolves.
Solved it.
Jumped a wolf.
Solved it.
That's it. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. But yeah. Right, so anyway.
Oh, thank you, Todd. New person in the chat here. Been listening for a few weeks now. Came over from Rise Loving Listening. Thank you.
Thank you.
You appreciate that?
We do. We always appreciate new listeners, and we appreciate your support even more. But that'll come. That'll come in time. Anyway, as I was saying.
Oh, I want to thank you all for 800 subscribers, by the way.
Woo! Right, where were we? So yeah. So why is this person saying there's no evidence to suggest that Nicola Bulley exists? And why would you do that? Is that yeah, it's all it can be. She claims to be a kind of psychic, doesn't she?
I don't know what this person claims to be.
Who does she work for?
Is UNN.
Oh, that's a bit dodgy, isn't it? I mean, working for UNN's not a bit dodgy, maybe,
no.
But why would you have someone who's making kind of, let's say they're a bit off the wall, those kind of statements?
Yeah, see, I don't understand at all where this idea has come from. Her birth certificate is readily available via public records, just like everybody else's birth certificate is. She was born in Essex, I believe, in 1977. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. She's real. She was real. And I don't know what's happened. I don't know the circumstances that have led to her being found in the river, but
Who was Sarah Everard?
She was the woman that was kidnapped by Wayne Couzens. The
Oh
police
no,
officer.
I'm pretty sure she was real then. Yeah. The police aren't gonna, why would the police set up a fake? Why would they do a fake death with a police officer and make themselves look like crap?
That's a very good question. It's a very good question. The thing is, not everything is fake. Right.
So
and
not
there are
every-
some people
I
who
know.
think everything is fake.
Yeah, I think you're right. Some people do think everything is fake. So if we're living in a simulation, everything is fake, though,
Yeah.
right? But that doesn't mean that as part of the simulation, that stuff's fake. Because even if you
No, so
are in a
every-
simulation, that might be real to you because you're part of the simulation. If you get what I
Everything
mean.
within our perceived reality is not fake.
What about that anaesthetist? Was that fake or was that real? And I've actually jumped to the end of my list.
Well,
Have you
it
seen this,
looks
people?
real.
Have you seen it?
So the premise, given the premise, because I don't even want to discuss
A
it.
premise.
Really.
It's a video on Twitter. There's someone getting operated on.
Mm-hmm.
There's the people working on the body, and there's a screen up, you know, and
That
there's
would be
the
a
guy.
C-section.
Yeah, well, it might. No, it's not a C-section because the person is unconscious.
Yeah, you
don't-
can still have a C-section
They
with
don't
someone
normally
unconscious.
knock you out for a C-section, though, I don't think. But anyway, the person's unconscious and the people are working on, it's maybe a laparotomy or something like that, right? So anyway, they're working away down there, and the anaesthetist at the head end, obviously, because he's dealing with the head, and he decides he's going to get some head. Let's just say that's what he decides he's going to do, and obviously nobody at the other end can see him, because one, they're busy, and two, there's a screen up, so they can't see him from below here. But someone outside filming it can see the whole thing. So is it real or is it fake? It doesn't look like a porno.
I will just say I will leave that up to the determination of the viewer. Jess says in the chat they knocked her out for her C-section with her daughter as it was an emergency. It does happen.
Funny taste in the mouth when you came round.
Oh, fucking hell.
Someone's got to go there.
Just...
It's
Trudy says,
it's pretty gross. If
well,
someone
Jess
did-
seems to have found it funny.
What?
Jess seems to have found it funny.
Yeah, okay. No, but the whole video thing was, if the medical profession, if someone does, it's just gone too far. You know what I mean?
Now, I want to address something, right?
Oh, what would you like to address?
I'd like to address something. I don't know. I don't know where this idea could have possibly come from. But we had a comment on one of our shorts, one of the shorts of us two, John.
Yeah.
And your focus is off.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello.
And this guy called us incels.
I take it you didn't publish that comment.
Oh, well, no, I haven't yet. I
Oh,
might
don't.
do.
Why? I'm not
But
an
this-
incel. Right. First of all, is this word in the fucking dictionary?
It means involuntarily celibate.
Well, I'm not involuntarily celibate.
I'm certainly not.
We've got children. For fuck's sake.
Look. I got pre-authorization from my wife actually to discuss this.
Right. Okay.
Right. I'm a married man who still enjoys the finer things of life, shall we say?
So I take it this guy wasn't happy with us. What short was it?
Hold on. I will actually tell you if you give me a minute.
Oh, it'll be something to do with fucking Putin, no doubt. Putin!
Comments held for review. Where was it?
I know. Look at us, Jesse. Look at us. We are Adonai.
I can't find it.
Right. I don't care. It doesn't. So you don't know what shot it was. You don't even have a clue.
No.
Right. Okay. Never. Right. Let's move on then. Right. So we've come to the conclusion Nicola Bulley does exist, or well, she doesn't anymore because she's dead. Right. And that's really unfortunate. And I'm not making light of it. Not making light of it at all. It's a tragedy. The woman was obviously in pain.
Yep.
And she didn't get the help that she needed.
Which is unfortunately.
The stream's not down. Everything's running fine.
It's back now.
I've dropped no frames, right?
Well, that was YouTube then.
Yeah, it was YouTube. It wasn't us. The stream did not go down.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's YouTube because I've dropped no frames, 0 frames dropped.
Yep.
We've been live for 46 minutes and we've only covered one subject.
I know.
And our CPU is running at 1.9%.
Oh, wonderful. All right, mister, I've got a desktop computer.
I did tell you to buy a fucking desktop.
And I said no.
And look where you are.
On
Sitting in a
Fanta.
shed as a sad incel.
This is not a shed. I used to sit in a fucking shed.
It's not far off it, mate. I mean, it's the same construction. It's wood on
It's
wood.
a wooden and brick and plaster.
Where's the brick?
It's in the
There's
base.
no brick.
It's in the base.
No, it's not. It's on slabs. That's not fucking brick.
No, it's got brick foundation.
Leave the studio alone. It's not. There's nothing wrong with the internet here. It's fine. Oh. That's you allowed that as well. Or who approved that? Because it wasn't me.
That was me.
You let that one through. Oh,
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
You can't. Don't ask for the old shed videos because we've been through this the other day, right? So Trudy's asking about the old shed videos. Yeah, but you'll never see them on this channel.
Unfortunately, there are so many old videos that I have that are gold. There's so many old interviews, old shed videos back when I was in the shed, and back when I went and visited certain government-operated facilities. Right? Loads. It's gold. It's absolute gold. And if I put it out, John will get absolutely destroyed by the platform just for showing the truth.
You can't put them up. You still get done. Yeah. Mr. Jungle Griffin, good evening. Welcome.
Look, now you've got the whole fucking chat turning on me. Look, yeah, Ben, you prick, says Vaughan.
I never said anything. Brain frankly. Not me.
Frankie says he's only joking.
Yeah, but it's too late.
Too late.
It's too late.
It is
Once
too
you
late.
Look, it's called a troll room for a reason. Once you set it off, that's that. It's not a chat room. It's a troll
I'm
room.
sad now. I'm sad.
You don't look sad.
I'm gonna write about it in my new book.
Why am I maybe it's the beer actually. I was actually thinking I reset my white balance and I thought I looked quite white the other day. In fact, I look whiter on Ring Central than I do on YouTube.
Right.
And don't let Hamza hear me saying that.
You get the jail.
No, I'll get
You
the
get
jail.
the jail.
You'll get the jail. I'm not
You'll
taking
get
that,
the jail,
not
John.
taking that pish.
Right. Let's move on to another subject, for God's sake.
Why? I'm having fun. Right. Right. So Trump was trending.
Trump.
Right. So Trump kind of did the presidential thing, didn't he? Even though he's not the president. Well, he's the ex-president, so he still gets called Mr. President.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he says, oh, hold on, let's address this. Sophie Bennett here says, would you upload that on your Telegram channel?
As in my videos.
Oh,
from the
right.
shared
I don't
stuff.
know. Would you? I don't know.
If I will try and dig them out and see if I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always worth a look.
Right. Anyway, so Trump does the kind of presidential thing by saying, no, by turning up in Palestine. Apparently you pronounce it Palestine, not Palestine. Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Berenstein Bears, not the Berenstein Bears. We are going down the rabbit hole today. I'm surprised Ed's not watching us. What?
We certainly are.
So anyway, so he turns up with bottled water and Big Macs, I think, and gives people bottled water. Well, what's wrong with giving people bottled water? I mean, it's okay. Right. Let's face it. We know that. We know that.
Wrong with it.
Whoa. We know that no politician gives a fuck about you, right? And everything
course
they
they
do
don't.
is just to make themselves look good. But
Yeah.
you know, some of them actually make themselves look good by doing things that help people. Occasionally, very, very occasionally, but occasionally they do.
And Trump had an opportunity to hand out his new "Make America Great Again" hats that have 47 written on the side of it.
And he's done it.
He's done it.
He's done it. There you go.
He turned up. Well, like we were saying the other day, the only reason that Biden has sent people in to actually do something is because Trump said, "I'm going."
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And has Biden been? No.
Biden's in Ukraine.
Well, first of all, Biden's probably in fucking traction because it appears he's not only fallen down the stairs of Air Force One, he fell up them again, didn't he?
Do you know what? People have...
And the thing is, they took the smaller plane with less steps.
I know. and people have taken your suggestion and started drawing cartoons of stand stair lifts going up to Air Force
Because
One.
I said he needs a stand stair lift, and then need all these fucking cartoons about stand stair lift. Even Melville said it as well.
I'll tell you what, as the proud owner of a stand stair lift, I can tell you they are fantastic.
Yeah. But it was only after I'd said it on the show that the cartoons started appearing.
Yeah, no, that's true. Push the button.
I'm pushing the button.
That's true.
That was really quiet.
I'd see you tell me these things are too loud, and then
That's true.
There we go.
that's better.
That's
I thought it was a bit quiet as well.
Sophie Bennett says, "I saw it and thought of you guys straight away."
You're right, Sophie Bennett. You should always think of us guys straight away.
Think of us. Yeah.
No, don't make it creepy, Ben. Don't. You've just got to take it too far, mate. He always takes it too far, just a little bit too far. Right, so
I think I've been quite muted and subdued tonight. I actually, realistically,
you have. You've been doing well. Right, so I was actually watching a bit of Joe Rogan the other night,
right?
and there was this guy on it called I think it was Eric Weinstein. No,
One of the
not
Weinstein
Harvey.
brothers.
Eric, what?
No, there's Eric and Brett. They're brothers. So
No,
Eric
it's none of
Weinstein.
them. No, it's nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with fiddling people.
No, Eric and Brett Weinstein are brothers. They're not the other Weinstein brothers.
All right.
There are other.
Are they physicists?
Yes.
Right. It was Eric.
Right.
It wasn't a Harvey.
Are you sure?
Yes, it was Eric, because he was talking about space and nukes and UFOs and all that.
Okay.
And it was quite good because Joe Rogan asked him, what's the chances, right, that it's us that's doing all this technology stuff, that's all these UFO stuff and all that? And he said 90% not.
I don't believe him.
I was like, 90% not?
Look, listen.
And I thought, right, because look at the SR-71. You seen that?
Yeah, the Blackbird.
Fucking beautiful piece of machinery, right? I've stood beside it on the aircraft carrier in New York, right? Mm-hmm. It's there beside the Concorde, the one that didn't crash. And it was much, much after my dream. But anyway, I've stood beside it, and it is one hell of a piece of kit. Right now, that was built in what, 1962 or something like that.
Yeah. And what people
was a secret. I mean, Mach 3.5. That does.
Stealth bomber was a secret.
Yeah, but this thing does fucking 3,000 miles an hour or something. That's fucking unbelievable. You know, when they fill it up on the ground, it leaks because they can't have everything too tight. Because when it's up at temperature, it flies at something like 102,000 feet, and it goes like it's shit off a shovel. It gets that freaking hot that it needs all the room to expand.
Yeah.
But it's some piece of kit. I was impressed. But that was secret for what, 30, 40 years? The stealth bomber, the 117A, that was secret for God knows how long. The B-2 stealth bomber, secret for God knows how long.
But what people need to understand, and what a lot of people don't understand, and I don't know why they don't understand, but most of the people watching this will understand this because, you know, they've probably got more than 2 brain cells to rub together. Hi, guys. But most people don't seem to understand that your military, your government, are probably 40 to 50 years ahead of you, tech-wise.
Yeah.
Right? And at any given time, they are 40 to 50 years ahead of us, tech-wise.
Yeah.
And they always have been.
Do you think the government gets the full information?
How do you mean?
Do you think do you think the government get to know everything? Or do you think the military keeps some of it to themselves?
Well, I think a degree of compartmentalization happens across all government departments.
Including the man at the top?
Yeah, I believe so, because it was like the Manhattan Project, wasn't it? When they did the Manhattan Project, it was completely compartmentalized. People were working on different things, and they didn't know that what others were working on.
Yeah, but what's his name? The Nazi, he knew everything.
Maybe. But still, the compartmentalization of information is just something that has always happened. Mr. Jungle Griffin says that was a CIA black project where they created fake companies to hide the materials on the invoices. They also had to buy the titanium covertly from the Soviets. Yeah.
That's because Russia's got loads of natural resources.
Yeah, they do. They do. And
still got them.
like I say, technologically, your military, your government, even your organizations like DARPA, they are very much leagues ahead of the general public. And they've got technology right now available at their fingertips that will be commercially available in 30 years' time. And it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So going back to what you were saying with Brett being on or Eric being on Joe Rogan and saying that, I don't agree. I think it probably is our own military. It is probably experimental craft or... Okay,
but what got me about what he was saying is he says he's a physicist, right?
Yeah.
And he's spent his whole life doing one thing. And one thing only, right? And then to suddenly think he doesn't know the answer. So he has spent his whole life achieving fuck all.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's everybody really, because let's face it, we are here on this earth briefly, yeah? And ultimately, for the most part, our time here is insignificant. Let's face it, that's the reality of the situation. And most people, probably ourselves included, will pass away thinking the same thing. And then ultimately, the sun's going to go supernova and encompass the Earth anyway at some point. So what's it all for?
And with that, I'd like to thank you for...
I mean, these are existential questions that I think about quite often.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, and they are tricky questions indeed. In fact, let's lighten it up a little bit, okay?
Okay.
So let's say the American Congress or House or whatever has decided to give Zelensky another £10 billion, right?
Stunning and brave. Stunning and brave.
To fund not the war,
Mm.
to fund running the government of Ukraine.
Oh, fuck right off.
£10 billion straight into their pockets.
Ah, so they have a nice puppet president now then?
Right.
If they didn't before?
Yeah. So £10 billion straight into Zelensky's and his government's pockets. Now, what I wanted to do was actually use this as a learning point, and just so you understand how much a billion is compared to a million. Right?
1,000 million.
Yes, but if I was to say to you, how many days or years? Well, if I said to you, 1 million is 11. Well, 1 million seconds is what?
Hmm?
If I was to ask you, rough guess, 1 million seconds. How many days?
Years.
What?
A year, 2 years?
No, 11 days.
Oh.
So 1 million seconds is 11 days. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to say to you, how many seconds, how many years is a billion seconds?
Well, you obviously just times it by 1,000.
No.
Right?
1 million seconds is 11 days.
So times that 11 days by 1,000 and you get a billion.
1 billion seconds is 31 years. That's the difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the government of Ukraine are no longer the government of the Ukraine. If they ever were the government of the Ukraine, they are the vassal government of the United States of America.
And there's an upcoming video called Ukraine, the Vassal State.
Oh.
Watch out for it.
Oh. Well, if you're giving them $10 to $15 billion to run the government, they are in your pocket, quite literally.
They were in your pocket before they start. I hate to say this, right? Because there will be another video coming after it called Ukraine, the state that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Because Ukraine isn't going to exist soon.
Right.
It can't continue. And the other thing that can't continue soon is NATO. And NATO's already in disarray.
Well, it is, yeah.
You know, Stoltenberg's going to come out, okay? They're talking about Boris. Boris being the Secretary General of NATO. Get out of here. Boris Alexander Bethel Johnson, Secretary General of NATO. He doesn't have a Scooby. So they're talking about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, him and Truss are warmongers.
Mm-hmm.
Sunak, I think, is a puppet. He's he's got to be a puppet because you can't be that short and not have a hand up you. You know? How did he get there? Did you see him jumping out that fucking 4x4 in Ukraine? That was the most embarrassing thing ever. Whoever set that shot up deserves a fucking Oscar for cinematography.
I'm a little guy, right?
You're not a fucking leprechaun.
I've got a feeling I could roll up to Rishi Sunak sitting in my mobility scooter and still be taller than him.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, well, okay, let's in fact, and Trudy's brought it up. Did you see Rishi's tweet today about the minute silence?
Right.
Did you see my response?
I'm going to Rishi Sunak's profile now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to find this tweet and we're going to go through some of the responses. So, it the, no. Okay, so what have we got here? To all Ukrainians, we stand together with you in remembrance, in solidarity, in unity. Slava, Ukraini. There's 26,000 likes and 4,000 responses. So should we just go through some of the responses here, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
So the very top one here from Capricorn 1.01. I assume you mean the we in the photo. I wish to have no part in anything you think is speaking for me. I am not part of anything you deem we.
Yep. Go on.
Let's go. No, another one here called Karma. Clowns, stop sending our money and warmongering weapons.
Okay. Good. Next.
We got treason. Just treason.
Yep. Next.
I stand for a peace plan. Always have. I stand for
Yep.
the veterans you leave on our streets, of which you would. Yep.
Yep. Good point. Good point. It's an insult to those who fought and died for this country in either of the world wars and any other subsequent conflicts.
At Ban the BBC says, general election now, you fraud. Yeah, just that's a good one
why
there.
not? Why not?
Live fight at live fight just says bin. Just bin.
I endorse that. Next.
Zombie Boy 1984. Now that's a name.
Yeah, that's
says,
a cool name. Yeah.
Unelected WEF installed warmongering PM says you don't speak for us, Rishi.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call him Rishi.
Lord Samuel J. Jack, a good follower of mine, says no, we don't. Stop wasting our money.
Yep, I agree.
Lord Michael Martin says, who is this we? I don't.
Yep.
Rants here says nonsense.
So I'm still waiting for. Are you skipping the ones that support him?
No.
And now you're not. You're just reading them in order, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just reading them as I see them.
Yeah. I mean, I think it takes a while, but you will come across one eventually that does seem to
NHS
support
Observer, why aren't we leading the way for peace negotiations instead of sending weapons of death?
Good point.
Good
NHS
point
Peace Observer.
indeed.
What?
Someone's the absolute state. Oh, there's a British flag, a Ukrainian flag, and a blue love heart.
Right, go on. What's that one say?
That's it. British flag, Ukrainian flag, blue love heart. It's a positive one. It's a positive one.
Oh, okay, I'll give you that. Although they never said anything.
Sam Lowry Esquire. Warpig. Warpig, that's it. Just Warpig.
Warpig, that's accurate. Yeah. Okay.
Twinkle1 has 10 pictures of the middle finger emoji.
And then some extra arms so he can get more middle fingers up. I saw that today. Someone said, I wish I had more arms so that I could present more middle fingers.
Nate Dixon says, where's my Ukrainian passport? I don't know.
Why do you want a Ukrainian passport? It won't matter anyway, because there won't be a Ukrainian state. It's a failed
Rick
state.
Duncan says, just not with your own nation picture opportunity. Paul here just simply says, nah.
Yeah, okay.
Basically, there isn't much.
I sent him a little clip. I sent him a little clip of Nicola. I made it specially for him. Have you not seen it?
I've not.
Oh, have you not? Oh, did you not see it? It's just Nicola.
I've been off Twitter most of the day, to be fair, John.
Oh well. I've actually used it a few times today.
I've been spending time.
Show us, John says Jesse. I wonder, could I show them if I added it? Could I add it to? I could add it to something.
I don't know. Just share your screen, I guess. He's done a boo-boo. Look, now it's just a black screen.
So what I need to do is I either need to share my screen or I could call it up and then just share the thing, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Come on, you can do it, John.
Yeah,
you can do it.
I can do it.
I believe in you.
I believe in miracles.
I was gonna sing I Believe I Can Fly, and then I realised R. Kelly's in prison.
What was on is R. Kelly in prison? Yeah, still.
Yeah, there's a whole documentary in there and everything. Surviving R. Kelly.
Oh yeah. Where the hell is it?
I don't know.
Oh,
You're the one that you're the one that did it.
I
Come on,
did do
John.
it as well. Well, maybe it's in doubt. Where would it be? Where would it be? Where would it be?
This is just embarrassing at this point.
At this point, mate, it is absolutely embarrassing. It's like, how the hell can these people? I mean, this is why we don't sell tickets. I mean, that just sums it up, because if we sold tickets, we'd be like, why are these people selling tickets? Because, you know what? You can't ask me to do these things on the fly, because I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it?
I can't find it.
You're
Go
doing
and
it.
have a look. It's on Twitter. I've used it fucking 3 or 4 times today. Just go and have a look. I answered Rishi with it twice, I think. It's just Nicola. It's just Nicola going, no.
No.
Continuously.
Okay.
Right. Anyway,
Right.
let's move on. So the next thing is the independent environmental scientists that were going to examine the water and everything in what's it called? Where was that place? Palestine, Ohio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Died in a plane crash.
Uh-huh.
And they died in a plane crash in a little place called Little Rock, Arkansas. And do you know what Little Rock, Arkansas is famous for? Do you know who used to be the governor?
You tell us, John.
Do you know who lives there, or used to, or they might still live there? Do you know who comes from Little Rock, Arkansas?
You tell us, John.
Bill and Hillary Clinton! Right. Now, I take it your packing's worn off, but anyway, apart from that, do you remember the guy that was number 52 on the Hillary list? The one that hung himself and shot himself at the same time? So they've now come out with the definitive guide to his death, and it has been ruled by Arkansas Sheriff's Department as suicide. Okay? So he hung himself, shot himself with a shotgun, right?
In the back of the head as well, wasn't it?
I'm not sure if it was the back of the head, but shot himself with a shotgun, right? Now, long barrel weapon, okay? Shotgun, suicide, hung himself at the same time, and the shotgun was nearby. It wasn't near him, it was nearby.
I would just like to say that right now, before we move further into this conversation, we are not suicidal.
No,
We value our own lives quite greatly. And it most definitely, definitely had absolutely nothing to do with the Clintons.
Nothing.
Nothing
to do with the Clintons.
Nothing
We
at
love
all.
you, Hillary. We love you.
Nothing to do. Nothing to do with the Clintons. Nothing.
Yeah. Right. What we got? I got a question. Is Steven Tyler R. Kelly in the making? Steven Tyler?
Something is going on.
Smith.
Yes, something's going on there. I don't know what is going on there.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
I don't know. Let's have a little search, shall we? Should we do a little search?
My camera went click click again.
Yeah, it did. It went click click.
But I'm still
What
here.
is- Steven Tyler's a boss musician as well, isn't he?
He's got some size of mouth, hasn't he?
Yeah.
His daughter's lovely.
I've always said that Steven Tyler's the missing link.
With regard to what? The link to what?
Between man and ape.
No, between man and gibbon.
Okay, so from Vice News here. Steven Tyler confessed to crimes of passion with a 16-year-old in his own memoir. Steven Tyler's own words could be used as evidence against him as he faces sexual assault allegations in court. a case that's highly unusual because others like it don't usually go to trial in the first place, legal experts say. Earlier this year, Tyler was formally named in a lawsuit that was initially filed in December against unnamed defendants. The suit, filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court, accuses Tyler of sexual assault, sexual battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. It was filed after new California legislation created a legal window for survivors of child sexual abuse to come forward with years-old allegations. Junior Misley, formerly Julia Holcomb, alleges Tyler started abusing her in the 1970s when she was 16. Tyler is one of the latest powerful entertainers who have faced or are facing sexual assault allegations in civil or criminal cases in the years following the mainstreaming of #MeToo. Marilyn Manson, which is a load of bollocks, by the way, as far as I'm concerned, Kevin Spacey, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and that 70s show actor Danny Masterson have all faced sexual assault allegations that resulted in court proceedings. Earlier this month, Nick Carter decided to sue the women accusing him of rape. If he didn't do it, then...
Good on you, mate.
The fact that we can name so many people and so many cases is because of how rampant the conduct has been.
That's not actually... That might not be the case.
Right.
Because you know what happens here? This is the same as train crashes. And I'm not making light of it, right? But what happens is someone accuses someone of something, right? And then someone thinks, well, maybe I could get in on this action because I had a snog with him and I could say he raped me, right? And hey, shoot me down if you want, but I think there's a lot of people jump on bandwagons.
Listen, this is a very tough situation for me to broach because of things that I have been victim of.
Yep.
Right.
Right. So let's not go down that route because it's not the same situation, okay? And I don't mean to make light of your situation.
No, it's not. It's not the same. But I don't know how to enter the space, is what I'm saying.
So what we've got here, right, is a major celebrity with girls throwing themselves at him.
All the time.
All the time, right? And yes, some of them are probably underage. And yeah, it may well have occurred that he or any or one of them had sex with an underage girl, right? But the question is, were they as guilty of it as he was?
Well, see, this is the thing. None of us were there.
Exactly.
And they always say
you don't know the circumstances, but it's a difficult one to broach, right? Because people will say, well, he's a pedo, right? Because you just shouldn't be having sex with underage girls. But if you're in your 20s or even early 30s, right, and someone, a girl of 16 approaches you, right, which is legal in this country, by the way, okay?
Yeah.
But a girl of 16 approaches you, but she looks like she's in her mid-20s. I mean, you look at some of the girls that are the way they're made up.
Well, people I know have ended up in situations that they should never have been in because the women that they met or girls that they were met inside venues where you were supposed to be ID'd and should only enter if you were over 18.
Yeah, but they've all got fake IDs.
But, and then when that happens, and I know...
There's got to be a defence.
I know a couple of people that have found themselves in a situation.
Mitigation.
But Frankie says he ran off with a girl that was 15 who he made pregnant and she nearly died in a fire that happened under very dubious circumstances. Well, if all of that is true, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, okay. I'm not saying it's not, but what I'm saying is you can't apply the same. It's like, it's not even the same standards. It's like, right, so our gym teacher, right?
Yeah.
Ran away with a 15-year-old.
Did she?
No, he did.
Okay. Oh, your gym teacher at school.
Our gym teacher at school ran away with a 15-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew what age she was. Right?
Yep.
As soon as she turned 16, he'd been shagging her for a year. They fucking took off. Right? Now, technically that's legal when he took off. But,
Actually, no.
But, it depends. It depends, right? Because you're only a minor if you're under a supervision order. Once you're 16, you're not a child anymore, right?
No, that's not the issue here. The issue here pertains in the United
possession
Kingdom,
of trust. Yeah, exactly.
which is 18.
Yeah, right. So he knew exactly what he was doing. That's fucked up. That shouldn't be allowed to happen, right?
A teacher actually at a local school to where I live here in my town a few years ago, it was in the news and everything. He ran off with a 15-year-old girl to France.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but the same token, musician, right, on a gig, right, shags a 16-year-old. Okay. Because he thought she was 18, because she was half cut, and they were in an 18-only venue. It's difficult, isn't it?
There's nuance, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, there is nuance.
There's absolutely
I'm
nuance.
not making excuses for people, but, you can't treat everything with the same brush. You really can't. It's like when you're painting the wall, you don't use the same fucking brush to cut in round the woodwork, do you? Unless you're a twat.
So, according to Beats Crates, that happened to South Park Mexican, a Texas rapper. He met underage in a strip club and had a kid with her. He's still in jail for it now, years later. Now, I'm not too sure he should be.
Well, did she make a complaint?
20 years later.
Fucking hell. That's harsh.
I mean, that is harsh because
And then the thing is, I can understand them. I can understand them punishing him, right? To a degree. But if she didn't make a complaint, why did he get 20 years?
The honest answer is I don't know. And there is nuance in the situation, because the situation can occur where you just simply don't know. And like I say, I physically know people who have more than one person who have been in situations where the girls that they've ended up with for the night are younger than they said they were, and have met them in venues where you have to be 18 to get in the door.
Yeah, but that happens all the time. I mean, when you were going out and clubbing and things like that, there was always fucking underage girls. Normally, you knew them and you avoided them, right?
Well, I was in nightclubs from 15.
Well,
and I'm not a girl.
I mean, I was drinking in pubs from 16, 17, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you knew the underage girls generally because I lived in a fairly small town, so you knew them and you avoided them. I'm gonna have to go to refresh my beer and let some other beer away.
Oh, fuck. All right, put me big screen. Go on.
I'll be back very quickly.
Put me big screen. This is what I have to deal with. This is the professionalism we have here on this show, ladies and gentlemen. He's obviously not relieved his bladder before the show, and being a man of advanced years, you would think he should probably be doing something like that. Trudy says, I was in pubs and drinking age 14. How the hell I got away with it? Well, I will say this, Trudy, right? I'll say this. Even when I was younger, they didn't care. Things were so different back then. And that's only, I'm talking 18 years ago. Things were very, very different. As long as you just sort of, were polite about it, didn't cause any bother, and just went in, nobody really cared. But now, obviously, we live in a nanny state, so to speak, and also, I don't know, but we're living in such a way that everybody is surveilled all of the time, and you wouldn't be able to get away with it for the most part now, I guess. Trudy says he needs a finger up his rear end to check his prostate. I'm being serious. I will suggest it to the man when he returns. I will make sure he's aware of your suggestion there. And Sophie says, me too. Frankie says, I forgot to mention, he made himself legal guardian with the girl's mum's permission so she could go on tour with him. Yeah, that's pretty screwed up, man. That is pretty screwed up. But it is, I don't know. Trudy says men don't look after themselves. Ain't that the bloody truth? Why do you think we have a shorter life expectancy than women? Have you seen shows like Jackass? We do things like that. He's back. He's made it back. He's just getting his ears in. You'll be able to see him in a sec when he puts himself back on screen.
I'm back.
Trudy says you need to have a finger placed up your rear end to check your prostate.
No, nothing wrong with prostate. It's because I'm drinking.
I was just telling them, yes, you're a man of advanced years, one would have thought that you would have relieved your bladder before the show started.
Yeah, I did, but I've had 3 beers. For fuck's sake, give me a break. I've actually got quite an efficient liver. Stroke kidneys.
I don't think you've probably got much function left in your liver and kidneys.
I think it's fine.
He'll come on the show next week. He'll just be yellow.
Yellow.
It's fine. It's
yellow.
Fine.
Is that a Coldplay song? Anyway, yeah. Do you think we should have guests on again?
Yeah, I think we should have some guests on.
What show should we have guests on, though?
This one.
So what would we do? Like, do the first hour ourselves and then have a guest?
No, first hour with a guest and the second hour ourselves. Purely because I don't think a guest is going to want to come in at 10 p.m.
Right, so we have a guest on for an hour and then mock the guest for the next hour?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's going to work.
Yeah. That sounds good to me.
Yeah. I like that idea. Okay.
Yeah. We should invite Neil Oliver on and not charge people to watch.
I've invited Neil Oliver on and he never got back to me.
If we can get Neil Oliver on, we won't charge you $7.65.
No, we wouldn't.
No, we won't. We do it for free. Trudy says half hour with a guest. Well,
half hours. Oh yeah.
Well, actually, I am going. I am going to have Mike Huxley back on at some point, the Bemused Backpacker.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's coming back, and that'll be my 3rd or 4th interview with him. But for those who don't know who Mike is, bemusedbackpacker.com or .co.uk, he's one of the biggest travel bloggers in the country. He's got published books, and he is a senior nurse practitioner from the NHS. So he was uniquely placed to speak out on the pandemic and pandemic preparedness, pandemic response, and all of that, because he is qualified, and he was a great guest to have, and I'm looking forward to having him back.
Joe Rogan wouldn't come on the show, Frankie, because we're better than Joe Rogan.
Ed is actually hard at work preparing the Jack the Ripper episode down the rabbit hole. Because I told him to, didn't I?
What do you mean you're both looking fuzzy? What does that mean?
I don't
both
know.
Looking fuzzy.
Have a look at your
Have a
settings
look at the settings on your YouTube
and see what quality you're streaming at.
What are you streaming at, my
I've
dear?
got us at 1080p 60 here on the preview.
Yeah, I look pretty damn sharp. So yeah, I'm on 1080p on YouTube and I'm looking sharp.
Right. So my friend in hospital, Ollie, he is still in hospital. He's still in hospital.
Not out of focus. No, I'm
No?
not out of focus. Definitely not.
Hold on. Let me.
Julie, have you been drinking?
This is out of focus.
Yeah, that's out of focus.
Right.
Have you been drinking, Julie?
And that's back in focus. In fact, I can go.
And I've got a 70D which does dual pixel autofocus while video's running, so it's pretty much. Oh, she's changed it. Well done, Julie. Good on you, mate.
There you go.
Oh, hold on, Ben. Look at me. Oh, I think you might be slightly out of focus now. Your eyes aren't sharp. I can't lose myself in them. Oh, that's it's like looking at the eyes of a startled sheep.
What?
Right, okay. Where were we? Right, if anyone's freezing, okay, it's... Oh, no, hold on. We've dropped frames. We dropped frames when I was away.
What is wrong with your connection tonight, John?
That's unusual. Normally I don't drop any frames.
No.
I mean, it's only 200, but that's still enough for a glitch. But that's poor.
It is. Let's.
But anyway, let's not focus on that, people. Let's not focus on that. Where are we now? Sam Bankman fraud. So Sam Bankman fraud has been charged.
Finally.
Yeah. So he is going to go to jail, isn't he? He's the fall guy.
Yeah.
That little bitch is getting off with it, isn't she?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She's fucking done him in, hasn't she?
Yeah, she had herself a lovely drug-fueled few years there, living it up as a millionaire and having all the sex, and now she's getting away with it.
Yeah. I think basically, I think you summed it up in a winner. And Sam Bankman-Fried isn't quite as smart as you think he is.
Of course he's not. The people are suggesting. Harold says we should interview Shamima Begum.
Well, the BBC have kind of done that to death, haven't they?
They gave her a podcast.
I wouldn't. What?
They gave her a podcast.
Well, they made a podcast with her in it, but I would interview her. I would interview her. I mean, I have no problem with interviewing her, but I mean, she made the choices. She made the choices to leave the country. She made the choices to not become a citizen, or to renounce her citizenship in effect because of what she did. You cannot sponsor another country's terrorism and expect to get off with it.
Well, this is it. And you don't just sponsor another country. She didn't just sponsor another country's terrorism. She went there and she had, for what she kind of suggested was the time of her life, enforcing these.
And 3 kids.
Yeah, are they all dead?
I think they might be, but, you know, I mean, and that's tragic, but you know what?
It is. But at the end of the day...
Yeah, but hold on, right. Yes, she was 15. But if you can tell me that a 3-year-old can decide its gender, then a 15-year-old can decide if she's a fucking terrorist or not.
He's got a point. You've got a point. I don't get why we're continuing to have this argument about her.
Well, because it's a leftist argument, and it seems to be that the left are no longer the group that oppose government.
The left are no longer the left. I'm the fucking
No,
left.
they're not. The left isn't the left anymore. This isn't. There's no flower power generation anymore. There's no one that. I mean, who the fuck is? Who's opposing the war in Ukraine just now? Yeah, you and me. And I've been described as fucking slightly to the right of Genghis Khan. And I'm opposing the war in Ukraine.
Do you know what? I find it so ridiculous. Let me just tell you.
Yeah.
You get called far right now if you want freedom, free speech, and are anti-war.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You do. You're right.
What the actual fuck is going on?
Everything's been reversed. If you are anti-government, right?
Yep.
If you oppose authoritarian control,
Yep.
right? If you don't want to pay tax,
Nope.
you're a fucking far right. Really?
What I think has happened here is the people don't understand the terms of which they use, and they simply use them as a smear. I'm right, aren't I, John?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. It really is. I mean, the people are so... and the thing that gets me is these people that describe themselves as left, right? As the left. Okay? The people that support, like, Joe Biden and his Democrats. I just fucking... I just cannot get my head around it. I just can't. How? I mean, how do they reconcile what they're saying with what's actually happening?
I don't know.
I
don't
just
know.
cannot understand it.
Look,
I mean, the
traditionally-
fucking Democrats come up with the Ku Klux Klan. The Republicans abolished slavery. I mean, for fuck's sake.
look. Up is down, left is right, truth is, war is peace, freedom is slavery.
It's 1984. History is rewritten before your very eyes.
Look,
There's that fucking guy in 1984 that rewrites history, right? And that's what people are literally doing right now on
Yep.
Twitter, on Facebook,
Yep.
on Instagram, on YouTube, in the government, in the civil servants.
I need to address the chat because Julie says, what do those of us who walk our own path get called? Far right!
Yeah. You're far right. You're a far right activist. And
Yeah.
you're a danger to democracy.
Because they don't understand the terms of which they use. Basically, according to these people who, as John says, calls themselves the left, they're not the left.
They're
right?
not the left.
They're not the left. But according to these people, if you don't agree with absolutely every single minutia of their ideology, and even if you agree with the majority of it, but step 1 foot out of line, you are far right. You have to agree with everything they say and do, because if you don't, you're the bad man. You're evil.
It's like people who stand with Ukraine. Right? Now, I can't say it, right? But
Right.
that's exactly the same as standing with a certain world leader or a certain political leader in 1939. It's exactly the same fucking thing, because that's the same narrative that's going on right now in that country as was going on in that other country in 1939.
Listen. Let me just yawn. I don't stand with a single political leader.
No one that's got any sense would, mate. No one that's got any sense.
No.
Because what do we say? What is government good for?
Feathering
Absolutely
their own
nothing.
nest.
Yeah. Feather their own nest, control the population. That's all they do.
I'll drink my grape Fanta to that, sir.
Yes, indeed. I'll toast you. Toast you.
This stuff is fantastic. It really is good. Look, I don't drink alcohol, so I've got to satiate myself in other ways. Okay? And if that makes me a kid, fine. Frankie says, I watched a program that said the English Empire invented slavery, which is a load of bollocks. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Here's a question for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
The English got rid of slavery. Yeah, okay. Well, the English stopped enslaving people.
Mm-hmm.
Except they didn't. Did they?
Do you know what the biggest shackle on the planet is?
Go on.
Right now.
Go on. No. Slavery still exists.
You're enslaved to this.
No, forget that. You're enslaved, right? You're enslaved, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what you think. If you think you're a free man, you're not.
Well, if you've got to pay taxes.
If you've got to pay tax, if you've got to pay council tax, if you've got to pay rent or a mortgage, then you're only one step away from being out in your rear. You're literally one step away from being out in your rear. So you are enslaved. So you go to work because you have to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't go to work, you can't pay the bills. And then what happens? You're out in your rear. So
we're going
you're effectively a slave.
We'll go back to the existential crisis that we had at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, because you're not free.
You're not free. And you know, do you want your life to be wake up, go to work, eat, sleep, maybe have sex with your partner, and that's it every single day until you pass away?
Well, that's what most people's lives are.
Because I'm not going to lie to you, John. I want more.
Yeah, I want more than that as well, because that's what most people's lives are. And the thing is, when you're in that system, right, and when you're part of it, you think that's life, and that's not living. That's the problem. That's not living. Because 2 weeks holiday just doesn't do it.
No, it doesn't, right? He's right. He's right, guys. And the only way you are going to get out of the system is to walk your own path, is to forge your own path, is to go your own way, and make something for and of yourself. And you know, that's what we're trying to do here. You know, me and John here, we have no boss. I
mean, if you think
he likes
about
to think he's my boss, but he knows he can't control me.
I know I'm not. But you know, so people go to school, and schools are modelled on Victorian workhouses.
Yeah,
and
of course
Victorian
they are.
Workhouses where you had your own workstation, you sat at it and you did your work, or you stood at your machine and you did your work, or you stood at this machine and you did your work. You did the same thing every day, day in, day out. You went home, you had something to eat, you had sex, you went to sleep. You then maybe had a baby at some point, and
you had sex if you were lucky.
Yeah, but you had to have a baby at some point because that baby needs to go to school, and that school is modelled on a Victorian factory.
Yeah.
Right.
His camera did it again.
It did. So yeah. I mean, if it's going to do that every half hour, that's fine. Okay. But so that school's modelled, and when you look back at schools, they looked exactly like factories because you went into the school and you walked in an orderly file and you put your coat on the peg and you put your lunch pail down or whatever, and you took your shoes off and put on your whatever, and then you went and sat down at your station and you did your work because you were being trained.
I mean,
schools still do it.
You're being trained to be a good little drone. That's what you are, a good little drone. That's because that's all the state thinks of you as, a number. That's why, once again, we were talking about the NHS yesterday, and the NHS provide you what they call an X number, right? And against that's what the NHS knows you as. They don't know you by your name. The system doesn't know you by your name. It knows you by your X number. And a value is assigned to your X number, a financial value. And it's called rationing of healthcare. And you're just a number to these people. Yeah. And you're a drone. And if you outlast or if you outstrip your value, you then become useless, and you will see things like treatments start to be withdrawn. That's why really expensive cancer treatments and things like that are just not available on the NHS, because it's not profitable, shall we say.
Death panels.
I would like to say, Julie, I think Julie's right there.
Homeschooling is a good answer.
You know what? Believe me, if I had the time, but we're working so hard to try and make something of this.
Well, we homeschooled Sean, and when he eventually went to university and got a degree.
That's good.
And we're homeschooling our daughter as well.
Oh, good. So you never did send it, because did she go to actual school in France for a bit?
Yeah, she did. She did go to school in France, and she actually did quite like it, because she made friends and things. And the only reason we really wanted her to go to school in France was socially.
Yeah. So
and the thing is, we came back because she really wasn't settling.
No.
And then the little fucker turns around and goes, "I really quite miss France." You cannot fucking win.
John, we're both parents, right?
Yeah, I know.
Right. We're incels, but we're parents. Mm-hmm. But one thing that I think every other parent in the chat will attest to is, you never fucking win. You never win.
You don't. You can't win. You
can't win.
She's a fucking. So we're going. She's 15 just now. So we're schooling her up, and she's going to go to college.
Julie says that's kids, John. Trudy says bloody kids.
Yeah.
Right. We are getting into it now. We are getting into it for time. So what do we have left to discuss?
Fuck off, Rod.
What, Rod Stewart?
Yeah.
Is he back?
He's just being a fucking dick. I mean, so who the fuck gave him a knighthood, really? I mean, the guy's just a dick. He's another one of these, I live abroad, but I'll come here and fucking annoy you often enough that I make you think I live with you, but I don't really, because I don't give a fuck about you. But I'll tell you what to do, you know? And now he's telling us he's paying for patients' fucking MRIs because he's supporting a nurses' strike. Fuck off, Rod. Just fuck off. We're not interested in you. We don't need you. You're no longer any use, so just go away.
He's like a giant walking testicle, isn't he?
Just fuck off, Rod. I don't care, and I'm not calling you sir. You can take that and you can shut up your fucking anus.
Anytime Rod Stewart appears on my screen, I just want to go and get the iron out. I do. I just want to go and get the iron out and go, come on, Rod. It's time. Even shit Rod looks younger than Rod.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe Rod's okay, I don't like to cut him slack, but maybe he's not overdone the treatments. Right, right. So we've covered Boris and NATO. Have we covered the NAFO trolls? They were out today. That was fun. What's the NAFO trolls going to do when NATO fucking bins itself? Because right, so NATO's in trouble, right? Stoltenberg's going to resign. Okay.
Yeah.
They're talking about Boris being the Secretary General of NATO. He doesn't have a fucking clue. So he'll destroy NATO anyway. Britain's not getting ownership of the Rapid Reaction Force because NATO doesn't think we're up to it. Yet we're fucking one of the founder members of NATO. So
yep.
Britain's fucked, right? France doesn't like Germany. Germany fucking's pissed off with America because they blew up the Nord Stream, which they rely on for their energy, so they're pissed off with them. NATO's fucked. NATO's gone.
Right. I'll tell you what the NAFO trolls... Well, I'll tell you this, right? I'll tell you this. You want incels? NAFO trolls.
Yeah. Yeah. And Frankie, you're right. Rod was a legend, but no longer.
Well,
Legends die. Unfortunately.
he hasn't died yet.
He's died in my mind.
My theory is that
It's like Sean Connery. Sean Connery was a fucking legend as James Bond, and then he became a fucking twat.
So please explain to our audience what NAFO trolls are.
The North Atlantic Fellas Organisation.
Incels, yeah.
Who are a bunch of basement-dwelling retards. who gang up on people that, like, well, apparently I support child rape.
What?
Yeah, I support child rape.
How have they come to this conclusion?
Because I asked, what is it that the Led by Donkeys hope to achieve by painting the road yellow and blue? So their conclusion is I support child rape.
What?
Yeah. Because I asked, what is it they hope to achieve by painting the road in front of the Russian embassy yellow and blue, right? Are they going to sway Putin?
Do you know what?
Then I support child rape and the abduction of children and whatever. Because I'm a Putin supporter because I asked that question.
Fucking hell.
And that's all I asked. That was
I'll
all
tell
I
you
said.
What, if those Led by Donkeys arseholes, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they did that in front of my car, because they stopped the traffic to do that, and then my car started getting covered in their fucking paint, I'd be going, oi! Get over here, you pricks, and give me some money to fucking clean this.
I think they might have been just a bit too smart for their own good. Because when you see Led by Donkeys, I think it refers to them.
Yeah.
And not our government. And I'm not saying our government aren't donkeys, but those people are fucking idiots.
I mean, they're literally, you see the video, you see all these cars with yellow and blue fucking tyres.
Yeah.
And I would be going, oi!
That paint will
Get
be
your fucking ass over here.
That paint will be all over your paintwork.
Yeah.
And
they'd be. I would be making sure Led by fucking Donkeys paid to have my car professionally cleaned.
No. If it was Led by Donkeys would be licking my car clean right now.
And do you know what? I've spent time with him. I don't doubt it. I've seen him lose his temper.
When have I lost my temper?
Remember when in the Alton Towers car park?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right,
That's all
so,
I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, moving on. So we talked about Ukraine about to cease to be. We've talked about the NAFO trolls. We've talked about Boris and NATO. NATO's a dead organisation. Ukraine's a dead country. I mean, Ukraine. I feel sorry for Ukraine, okay, because Ukraine's always been a fucking shithole, right? It's always been pulled from one direction to another. It's never been Ukraine as a whole has never really been a country, right? Because the West and the East is Russian and the West is Ukrainian, right? And I mean, let's face it, Zelensky himself couldn't speak Ukrainian until he got elected. Mm-hmm. He was nothing but a Russian speaker. right?
And says that he can't speak Russian.
Yeah, I mean, he's a lying bastard because he had
He's
to
a
be
liar,
taught.
yeah.
He had to be. I mean, Ukrainian and Russian are apparently quite close, right? But Zelensky was a Russian speaker and could not speak Ukrainian. He had to be taught. Okay, so
He's an actor.
he is an actor. So Ukraine's really east and west, and east is Russia, and west is nobody fucking wants it. That's what Ukraine West is. That's the problem. Because East is everything. East is all the resources. East is all the arable land. East is the ports and everything. And that's what Russia's got. So they're not going to give it up. Right? And then you've got the West that nobody wants, apart from Poland, who want to give them a fucking
There are
deal.
no
Because
winners
Poland,
in this situation.
Poland hate fucking West Ukraine because West Ukraine were Nazi sympathisers during World War II, and they knocked
no-
fuck out of Poland.
There's no winners here. There
are no
in
winners.
this situation. There are no winners. The only winners are the Western leaders.
See, we've now got to the situation, and this will be part of the video series, but we've now got to the situation where the Biden administration is looking for a way out because
They blew up the pipeline. I'm a what?
But yeah, but I think they've realised, right, that Ukraine's not winning this shit,
No.
right? And that's like it's like, you know, when they say we'll give you a division of tanks, right, 30 tanks or whatever.
They'll be destroyed in 5 minutes.
Well, they will be because they're going to make them, right, and they won't be the M1 Abrams that the Americans drive.
No.
They'll be the fucking dumbed down for export version that, you know, the Americans last used in 1970.
Yeah, of course.
Because they won't have depleted uranium armour and they won't have all the technical gizmo because they can't afford to let that fall into the hands of the Russians, because the Ukrainians are particularly good at fucking giving up all their stuff.
And not just that, they're particularly good at just losing.
Well, yeah, they are. And remember, we used to see videos of Russians taking stuff that was still in the fucking wrapper and had the seals on it from Britain, like anti-tank weapons and things that the Russians had taken from the Ukrainians because they ran away. But this
Yeah.
is the country that's winning.
Look,
Yeah.
Trudy
sure
says,
is.
is that Irish police officer still alive?
I don't know.
I don't know either. And Julie says, how much will the tanks go for on the black market?
Well,
Now,
the
Julie,
tanks will be trashed.
I was going to say the tanks won't make it to the black market
Yeah.
because they will be exploded by that point. This whole situation is laughable and it's avoidable, and it's been avoidable since day one because there was meant to be peace talks and then Boris Johnson got involved, of course. But
Yeah, well, exactly, because they'd made good progress on the peace talks. Everybody
Yep.
was fucking singing the right song. They were all going the same direction. And then Boris Johnson turned up the next day, went to see Zelensky, and suddenly it was fucking all off.
yeah,
So I have no other conclusion to make than Boris Johnson was told by fucking somebody to go in there and disrupt it. Because Boris Johnson doesn't have the fucking mental capacity to do that off his own bat.
I think you're absolutely right. I do. I think you're absolutely right. Although we cannot prove this, and this is only mere speculation.
Of course, it's opinion. This is the opinion part.
I mean, it's
So-
mostly
so-
Friday night. It's all the opinion part.
Yeah,
isn't
so
it?
my contention is that America's looking for a way out, and they're fucking
Yeah.
struggling to find one. That's the problem.
Well,
They need a way out because they know they can't win it, right? And if they keep doing what they're doing, they're going to drive NATO apart. Because we've already got Sweden, they're talking about giving them tanks, and Spain were talking about giving them tanks, and Germany are giving them tanks, but suddenly it's like, you know, Germany's giving them 30 tanks. Well, actually, it's actually only going to be 14, right? Because we can't afford to give you them. And then suddenly Germany's going, well, fuck, we've only got 3 days of ammo left. And Britain goes, well, we've only got 5. So what the fuck, people? We can't fight a war because Putin's got his ammunition and defense industry running 24/7.
Do you know what?
These guys are putting stuff out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And in his speech, if you read it, he's giving them awards for doing what they're doing. He's thanking them for doing what they're doing, right?
I want to tell you about a friend of mine.
Putin's on a war footing.
Yeah.
So don't fuck with them. Putin!
Before we go, I want to tell you about a friend of mine. And this is a cautionary tale. This is a cautionary tale as to how the news and everything that's going on can destroy you mentally. Right? And believe me, if we didn't do this show and the other shows we do in a week and dissect the news in the way we do, try and mock the news, whatever, I think it could destroy us mentally too. Right? But a friend of mine, his wife came to us in tears. Just this week, his wife came to our home in tears because he's so convinced that we are about to get nuked. Right? No, this isn't funny.
Fucking hell. Oh, hey,
right?
hey, welcome to my childhood.
But listen.
Literally welcome to my childhood. Because if you grew up in the 70s, you thought a nuclear war was just one step away. Yeah, literally.
They have in their living room, as of this week, they have 4 gas masks. Right?
Okay.
Instead, he called her up while she was at our house and said, "Why are you around there? We're supposed to be digging the shelter."
He needs help. He's lost it.
I'm worried.
Yeah, no, that guy's lost it. That guy's lost it because, I mean,
he's ordered a butt ton of weapons.
But what kind of weapons has he ordered?
Crossbows, swords, the works.
That's not a bad choice.
No, it's not.
But you know what? If he thinks he's going to be nuked, then why is he worrying? Because he's not surviving it. Nobody's surviving it.
But the thing is, it's consuming him.
Yeah, but you can't survive it.
But
you can't survive it.
But that's not the point. The point of the matter is that what the news cycle is doing to people is criminal, as far as I'm concerned.
It is, yeah, it is. And it's. But having said this, mate, this was the 1970s. We thought we were going to get. This was
the last 3 years, mate.
Yeah, the last 3 years is fuck all. You imagine growing up your entire childhood under the Cold War. You thought you were supposed to die every fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, no.
And you know what? Fucking bring it on. Because that's the kind of attitude it gives you.
Do you know what? At this point, I'm there. Bring it on.
Yeah, bring it on. You know what? There is no point in living in the past and no point in living in the future. You live in the present and you deal with things as they occur.
As they occur. You live day to day.
So
live every day if you can, like you think it could be your last.
If you think something's going to happen tomorrow and it doesn't, and you've prepared for it, then you've wasted resources, right? If something happens tomorrow and you haven't prepared for it, then you go and get resources.
Yeah.
Okay? So that you can always catch up.
You can.
But you can't recover what you've already spent out on stuff you don't need.
You're absolutely right. But I want to leave you with a parting thought, and that's that the news is terrible and it has been for years, right?
Yeah.
And they want your clicks. They want your emotion. They want you to feel like shit.
Yeah, they do.
Don't buy into it.
No,
if you want to get your news, get it from us because we're going to laugh at it.
Indeed.
That's all you can do, right? Because if you were to just consume the news cycle 24/7, my God, you'll end up like my friend.
Yeah, yeah. Don't believe what they tell you. Don't believe what we tell you. Do your own research.
Yeah, and that's apparently far right now as well, to do your own research.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. Because, you know, nobody has a thinking critical mind at all. You can't have that unless you're a fucking fully trained scientist with a PhD or an MSc. Oh, hold on. I've got a fucking MSc. Am I allowed to do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? I've got 2 degrees. Can I do it? Fuck off.
Just get your news from sources.
Do what you like, people. Do what you like. You know, make up your own mind, because, hey, at the end of the day, what you do and what you decide to do is how you live your life.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone tell you how to do it.
Yeah. And with that, I think it's time we said goodbye.
It's been great.
For you.
You.
You can see the writing on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always, they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation. Too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.